Hello everybody, I hope this video finds you well. Today I just want to discuss, and that's what the topic of this video is I want to talk about the in-between time. The in-between time. Specifically, I want to talk about the transformation, the chrysalis, as you go from a Joe Blow average person who goes through cycles of reincarnation to being committed to ending that and allowing others to modify your non-physical bodies while you prep and get ready so that this is your last time on the earth. There's a period of change, a chrysalis. It's a period of evolution. And a lot of you are going through it, and to many of you it seems like nothing's happening and it gets you down. I don't want that to happen to you at all. There are numerous people out there who have committed to making this their last period of time here on the earth, opting for no more reincarnations whatsoever. And they've pretty much pledged that they're going to be careful on what they decide on doing once they die, and skeptical of what the memories that's going to appear and who they're going to meet up with. Skepticism is good. Being cautious is good. Now, what I'm going to be talking about is for numerous people who have volunteered for Domain, as well or have volunteered for other organizations. Once you volunteer for one of these organizations, they have a tendency to change you. They actually make changes to your non-physical bodies. And in some cases, like Domain, they make changes to your physical bodies, like what they did to me. Okay? Now, I guess it's an American thing where everything is instant. You're hungry, you go to a fast food restaurant. You want to listen to a song, you skip through the commercials. It's instant. You go to McDonald's, you expect to have food within 5 minutes. Other than that, you walk out the door. It's too long. Everything is fast. But you see, chrysalis is not fast. You all have a lifetime of fucks-ups, messed up events that messed your entire body, your physical body and your non-physical body up. The older you are, the more messed up you are. Deal with it. It's the truth. And you know, the purpose of this video here is to explain to you what kind of things that are going on. Now, everybody is different. Okay, everybody is different. First of all, the template, the environment and the experiences associated with your pre-birth template are designed to alter you. That's the purpose of reincarnation, remember? You gain experiences here, and then you take the experiences out, and that is used to grow your soul. Now, the quantum and experiences, the associations are then divvied up between your consciousness, your Manted Prime, and your Manted GP. So if you've got a box of 90 alterations, 30 go to your consciousness, 30 go to your Manted GP, and 30 go to your Manted Prime, if it was distributed fairly. But the mere fact that you are having these experiences, you obtain one thing, you lose something else. So every time you gain experiences, you lose something. What does that mean? You're changing. Well, the more reincarnations you have, the more changes you have, the more reluctant you are to get out. You get into a spiritual or non-physical rut. It's easy to cycle and down and cycle and down and cycle and down like a broken record. It's easy to do. You got to stop that. You got to interrupt that. And that means you need to change. It is not going to be, well, I volunteer for a domain, they're going to get me out of here. No. Doesn't happen that way. Domain then establishes a system of alterations to get you to the basement level, where then they can pick you up and move you to the next level. A basement, basic level. Now, there are those of you who have arrived at that basement level, and everybody is different. I'm going to call that basement level, level 0. And just thinking about not wanting to reincarnate, that's not even part of it. Basement level 0 is ready for pickup. That's it. And a number of the MM crew out here in internet land, you have already achieved that. A number of you, not everybody. Now, to get to level 0, you need alterations to your non-physical body. Some of you might have that done multiple times. Number 2, you will need a support group, and Domain assigns a support group. It's a team. Some of the teams rotate, but yeah, you have a team. So when you die, you call out, and they will come for recovery. You will all have a team. Yeah, you. Did you volunteer? Well, you've got a team, guy. You have a team. So when you reach this point and you are at level 0 and you are ready to die, you call out for your team. You'll probably see your Manted GP, which may appear to you as Jesus or a guardian angel or even a Manted. We don't know. Might even be a fuzzy big cat. We don't know how it will appear to you. And it may want to take you up to visit God, which is, by the way, your Manted Prime. Okay? In which case, I want you guys, if that is that situation, you guys got to be screaming, hey guys, I want to merge with all you guys. I don't want any more of this reincarnation, and you got to spell it out. And if they are in the least bit hesitant, you say, whoa, let me sit and think about it for a couple of centuries, okay? And then I'll get back to you. Now, the purpose of what I'm talking about here is that Crystallis period. That period from where you say, I don't want to reincarnate anymore. I'm going to volunteer for a domain. And then you die. There's this period, and you're like, but nothing's happening. My affirmation's not going anywhere. Nothing seems to be happening. I seem to be in this sea where no wind is taking my sails. What's going on? And now I'm going to explain to you what's going on. I wrote a comment here. Taz asked it. And he's getting a little bummed out. Well, you shouldn't be bummed out, guy. Okay? You're well on the path. And being on an ocean with no wind in your sails is normal. Normal. You don't want hyper every single day, guys. Tell me about it. Your body's going to doodle. You can't do it. What's going on in a lot of people is there's various, well, you know this, there's multiple non-physical bodies. And your physical bodies and experiences affect each one differently. And what you have is you have some of them going, and some of them going slow, and some of them going, and some of them's on fire, and some of them's drenched in water. You can't have that, guys. You can't have that. They all have to fit in each other, working in sync together. The more experiences you have, the less sync they work in. You want them working together. Your engine must be well oiled and well tuned up before you can drag race with it. I'm mixing up my metaphors, I think. But that's basically the idea, right? You need to have yourself in good operational shape. Before you run a marathon, you have to practice running. You have to do sprints. Before you climb a mountain, you better make sure you're limbered up. Okay? Everything's got to be in its place and working and operating properly. And these are non-physical changes, so it will seem like nothing's going on in your physical being. But let me tell you, there's a lot going on in your non-physical being. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not going on. Okay? You can drive the car with low air in the tires, and it may seem like it's kind of squirrely when you're driving it, but when the air is properly filled, everything runs smoothly. You don't pay attention to it, you don't notice it. These things are very, very important. They're very, very critical. Now, all this being said, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be hunky-dory and automatic. If there's one thing I've learned from Domain Commander is that you have to ask. You have to spell out specifically what you want. Now, I'm going to have to warn you guys for something that's pretty important. There are alterations to your non-physical body set up by old empire or by a system that makes it difficult for you to communicate. It makes it easy for you to be passive. It makes you easy to be a spectator, but makes it very hard to say anything. You will find that you'll want to say something, but you'll find that your tongue is tied. Metaphorically, spiritually speaking, you won't be able to say anything. You have to scream with your mind and your consciousness. Domain pickup. I want domain pickup. I want to see domain pickup. I want to see little type gray aliens. I want to see them come over here and get me out of here. You need to do this. If your guardian Manted, your guardian angel GP comes on over and says this, you say, look, I am so happy to see you. This is so great. I forgot all this stuff. I want to see domain now. Take me to domain. Do not be under the impression that it's all going to be a nice, warm bowl of chili when you die. It's going to be easy and smooth to fall into the nice, round and round reincarnation cycle rut. It's going to be so easy to do. But you all who have volunteered, who have made a commitment to changing this status quo, all of you should be able to have the basic, like I said, level 0, basic abilities to at least question what's going on instead of accepting it as it's new and relaxed and fun. Like I said before, when I had my epidemiitis and they gave me very powerful painkillers, I was like, whatever, I don't care. Don't be like that. Do you really want to reincarnate again? And then have the loving Manted, your loving side, say, listen, it's okay. Just be born in Bangladesh without feet. Go ahead, it's okay. It's only going to be for a short period of time. Just 90 years, it's okay. Don't you dare. You say, I tell you what, you go and do it. If the Manted says, listen, it's okay. See how pieces fit together? If you do that, and it does all this stuff, and you have this one more experience, just one more experience, you say, fine, you do it, and I'll sit up here and watch you go through it. You have to tell them, it's their turn now. You already did yours enough. How many centuries did you do it? How many hundreds of times have you reincarnated? How many thousands of times have you did it? They didn't. Now it's their turn. And you have to be aggressive about it. Nice, firm, but you say, I'm out of this. You want it? Do it yourself. Because as you experience these things, it alters the quanta. And they pick the quanta that they like. And you're like, okay, whatever. You choose the nice quanta, not them. I guess I'm a little bit angry about this subject, huh? So remember, guys, just because you committed to something doesn't mean it's going to happen automatically. You have just put your foot on a road, and there's going to be lots of twists and turns in that road until you die. And then when you die, okay, that's not the end. That's the beginning. That's the beginning. You're walking on the stage and you have to do your performance. Make it a good one. You want to be the one that says, all right, I'm reunifying with Jesus, which is Manted GP, and God, which is Manted Prime, and we're all going to be one happy soul together. What? It's not fitting together? Hey, domain, and domain's going to come there. I says, I want us all to fit together now. None of this bullshit anymore. You see, I have a strong inkling, though I can't tell you that it's been validated, that when your quanta has been rearranged and reorganized, the best quanta, the purest quanta, has been scarfed up by the most powerful elements of you, which is God or Manted Prime. They took the choicey bits. The next choicey bits went to your Manted GP, and whatever's left over, you got. And this is very unfair because you're the consciousness that experienced all of it. Right? So they have a vested interest in keeping this cycle going on and on and on and on and on, because as long as it goes on, each time it goes around, you're collecting more. It's like those video games where you constantly go around here and you collect stuff as you go, and more stuff accumulates and more stuff accumulates. Meanwhile, you're just the guy in the game, just going through the stuff, getting shot up, eaten up, torn by crocodiles, swimming in quicksand, all this kind of stuff. You're dealing with it. That's over now. Now, the good news is that if you can get all your Manteds, your higher energy cells, to work with you together, you're going to be good. If you don't, let me tell you, if you do not get off this track, you're going to have more reincarnations to go through. And you'll continually miss out in collecting all your experiences. Your experiences will affect your quanta, okay? But you won't be able to keep the quanta because it's going to go to your God, your Manted Prime. And that fucking sucks. So here you are, and you're wondering why nothing's happening. And I'm telling you right here, lots of stuff's going on. You just can't see it. Okay? Because you don't have the eyes, the ears, the ability to see. However, you have access to tools. You have affirmation campaigns. You have a direct communication to your Manted GP. And you have connections to the domain support team that is assigned to you, provided you, of course, volunteered. You need to start talking to them, communicating to them, and you're going to get feelings or answers are going to start popping up. Don't question those. Those are real bona fide answers. I had an MM follower, and I told this particular individual that they are in contact with domain, and domain is answering their questions, and they're questioning whether or not they're hearing it. And so I asked the commander about it. And the commander says, I've been talking to that person. I'm trying to shake them up. I'm trying to hit them on the head. I'm trying to punch them in the stomach, saying, I'm talking to you. Listen to me. So I relayed that message to the one particular person. And they're like, okay, I know it's true because that's the image and the impression that I was getting when I was talking to him. I was like, duh. You were frustrating the living fuck out of the commander. You were frustrating the living fuck out of the domain support group. They were communicating to you and you kept on doubting. Was I really feeling this? Am I really thinking this? Yeah, you were. That's how they communicate. You fucking dimwit. They are talking directly to you. You all, not everybody watching this, needs to understand that you communicate and then listen for answers. How you feel, the thoughts that go into your head. Now, over time, they'll get clearer and you'll be able to say, okay, this is my mind wandering and then this is communication. You'll be able to tell the difference. But in the early stages, you won't be able to. Don't doubt yourself. Don't do it. You're in a process of crystallis. You are. Yes, you are. You're in a process of crystallis. Let it happen. Alter the changes. Make sure that things happen. You will be fine. Just don't doubt yourself. God damn it. Jeez. Okay. Basically, how you go through crystallis is going to vary. There will be periods when you're going to have a dwell period, and it may last a long time. But basically, all your non-physical bodies have to line up until they're working in sync. A modern life throws everything out of sync. So you have to have everything back into sync. They all have to be running on the same. If you're an 8-cylinder engine, every cylinder has to be firing. Okay? Now you're saying, but the car's just gliding. The engine's not even running. Exactly. How are you supposed to get them all in sync unless you adjust your timing? You have to turn the cam, guys. You have to tone it up. You have to make sure there's oil inside there, and you've got to make sure that you've got the proper gapping on the spark plug. Okay, maybe not everybody understands these analogies, but still, you have to make sure you're tuned up. And those of you who have had a really, really hard time are really, really whacked out in your non-physical bodies. Those all got to be tuned up. So relax, let them happen, and you'll be okay. And this is not social media, guys. Some of this stuff takes time. It may take years for some of you. Years. Some of you, it may only take a couple of weeks. But everybody is going to have to go through these periods of cycling, recycling, and dwells. It's normal. If you're not experiencing dwells, then you're either A, miraculously in sync, or B, about ready to experience some dwells after some events occur. Events occur, then there's a dwell. Events occur, then there's a dwell. That's the way it usually works. Okay, guys, I hope this information was beneficial to you. I hope. I don't know if it is, but it's my fondest hope that it is. And I hope that you gain something from it. Maybe an appreciation that things are actually happening. And that's really good. And with that, people, I want you to know I believe in you and take care. Because I do believe in you. That's why.
God help those who stand in our way.